So first things first, Austria versus Jordan. It was the cameraman just got taken out in this Uzbekistan, however you call the country, Colombia game. The cameraman just got taken out. But anyways, Austria versus Jordan was a great game. Jordan, which I think the most funniest aspect of that game was not that it was just played at midnight in a packed out Levi Stadium, but that the Jordan goalie looks like French Montana. Just look up the goalie for Jordan and you'll see what I mean. And it was a great game. Jordan can pick up a fight. It was getting chippy a little bit. It was getting chippy a little bit, and now here we were later, and Portugal versus DR Congo, and Mbappe had 2 goals. Holland had 2 goals. Messi had a freaking hat trick. How was Ronaldo going to respond? By having an absolute stinker. Oh my God. Buddy barely did a damn thing over there. And I guess the team heard about the news about how Ronaldo was holding the team back, and they decided to hold back the whole. They decided to hold back themselves along with Ronaldo. Ronaldo couldn't do anything, dude. He was barely a speck on the game, and the DR Congo held him down. And dude, it was getting chippy. It was getting so chippy, literally forehead to forehead, and the ref was like, "Nope, we're not continuing this game. Nope, we're not doing it." And and there was like a fucking clothesline, which I can't believe that got a yellow card, but it should have gotten a red card. Like, it was just an insane game, and dude, all those all them countries who haven't been in the World Cup or who haven't been in the World Cup in a while, or this is their first one, literally have showed up. This is why the expansion is working, because all these new teams and teams who haven't been there in a while are showing the fuck out. Because they got heart, they got grit, they got everything. And it truly was the best example of why expanding it was the right decision. Mm. And shout out to the Congo statue guy. But then England versus Croatia, which which one, which of course one of the biggest matches that we would have so far, and England is going to have an interesting run. Could they actually do it? No, they're just gonna get beaten in the knockout round with penalties. But it's a good thought. It's a good thought. I think this England team is gonna be really interesting and fun to watch. I mean, Harry Kane still got it. Jude Bellingham ran down the pitch and scored a goal all by himself. He said, "Fuck it." When the second half started, took the lead. They never let go of the lead. Added another great goal to add to ice the game. And Harry Kane had a penalty. Had another goal of his own. It all went well for England, and Croatia's got to work on some things. Modric's in his last stage of his career. No, Croatia's ever since 2018, has always been a fun team to watch and has always made a run for its money. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the way. And then we had Ghana versus Panama, which Ghana has that whole thing, which I'm not going to go over about, but they got a whole thing. And then it's funny because nobody could get anything going. One of my friends who's a Ghana fan was crashing the fuck out on Twitter. And then in the last minute, 0-0, Ghana just drives down the field and they freaking get it. They score a goal and they win. They're absolutely shitting the bed for 94 minutes with 90 plus 6 left, with 2 minutes left. They just lock the fuck in and they get a goal. Now, it's an interesting group now. Could they fare with England? Could they fare with Croatia? That's an interesting question that's going to go on forward. And then we got Uzbekistan versus Colombia. That's going on right now, which is a very interesting game because Uzbekistan, this is their first World Cup ever, avenging when in 2006 they should have gone to World Cup, but they didn't because of a ref error. And in Colombia, they missed the 2022 World Cup, and their last World Cup 2018, they lost to England in penalties, had a great run. I remember that team very fondly. I remember watching Colombia versus England and that going to penalties when with my uncle and my dad before we went out for the July 4th festivities. So I remember it very fondly. This is pretty much an interesting matchup based on that. And with it being in Mexico City, a whole flock of Colombian fans. Hopefully somebody gets a goal in there too. But we'll see. And I'll talk about it when the game is over. Thanks. So Colombia just iced the game from Uzbekistan, and what I can tell you is this game had everything, absolutely everything. I mean, that last goal was just, that is amazing, bro. The camera shaking, crowd popping. You know, a cameraman got freaking run over and hit. Had to get carried off. Like, dude, this game had every single thing. It was great. Colombia, man. They're going to be an entertaining team to watch. That Portugal game might be hilarious. And that, dude, that Congo versus Colombia, like, the atmosphere for that game is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing, dude. Like, that game's gonna be great, at least in terms of the atmosphere, man. And now the second matches for the group stages are gonna start. And yeah, dude, this World Cup has been great. The expansion has been working so well. It's been great. And there's no tournament better than the FIFA World Cup. I think we can all agree on that. Let's all appreciate it while it's still here. Let's appreciate every single game. God bless.